Hello everybody, this is Stocker Finance. I'm your host, David Shorter, and let's just get into it. So today we're talking about the Snapchat earnings call. I literally just got off the call. I was live streaming it here on my channel as well. So if you ever want to hear some earnings calls, I'm going to be trying to live stream as many as possible on my channel in case people can't find them or something like that. So first off, let's get into the basics. We're going to talk about just the earnings and as well as the daily users here, just the numbers. So what analysts the expectation from most analysts was $435 million in revenue, and Snapchat exceeded that with $446 million, and it's a 50% increase year over year. And the ad revenue per user, which is pretty important, is $2.12, which is a 33% increase year over year. So right off the bat, they're doing very well. They're increasing by a significant amount year over year. They're beating the expectations. It's looking great. The expected earnings per second was negative 0.05 cents, and the actual was negative 0.04 cents. So they beat the earnings per second as well. Not by as much as they have done it in the past, but when I was looking at the past expectations, they seemed a little less, and the expectations for this quarter seem to be much higher than usual. So that's why I think the earnings per second seem to be much closer than what they were previously, which may have thrown some people off. So now let's move into daily users. The daily users grew by 7 million to 210 million daily active users. This is the third consecutive growth period, which is huge. And the addition of 7 million was smaller than the 13 million gained in the second quarter. But if we go back to the second quarter, they updated the Android app. They use augmented reality glasses. They released a bunch of stuff with those things. And they also released several new mini games on the app. And if you use Snapchat, you'll know what I'm talking about, all the little mini games you can play now. Especially, with each other and through groups and etc. So then if we go down to the guidance here, they say that they expect revenue of $540 to about $560 million in the fourth quarter. And this was at $390 million last year in the last quarter of 2018. So that's a huge increase again. And so far, all the numbers look very good. Now, some people, and I was kind of looking at the analysts and what they all think, because for some reason, whenever some random analyst says something, everyone believes them and the media freaks out because they're dumb. Anyways, so apparently, according to some analysts, this was not as good as expected, even though it's a 50% increase year over year. So I don't know why anyone would be mad about this massive increase in revenue growth. All right. Anyways, they're on their way to, and this is just kind of some goals that they kind of talked about during the earnings call. Sustained profitability, they said, is coming in the near future, hopefully, and they said it's going to be sustained, as well as sustained free cash flow, and they're lowering their costs and expenditures significantly. So now let's go ahead and talk about some of the goals they have, some of the pieces, some of the more interesting stuff than just the numbers that they talked about in the earnings call, as well as I'm going to give my opinion. Because as far as I'm concerned, all these numbers, all the facts here look outstanding. Now I want to see the other pieces of the company and what they're working on. So augmented reality. Augmented reality is, if you don't know what that is basically the face filters, the stuff that pops up on the screen, the stuff that looks 3D, all that stuff. It's a lot of, Black Mirror type stuff almost, and it's pretty cool, to be honest. So I think augmented reality is going to be huge in the near future. I think Google Glasses was kind of the first little peek at it almost, and then we have the Microsoft glasses, and then we had now we've had the spectacles as well. And so as they're slowly moving into this augmented reality of mixing your vision and mixing your reality with the internet and with kind of a cyber-esque era there. It's going to be perfect for advertisers. It's going to be perfect for hopefully people to be more productive, and it's going to be perfect for people like companies like Snapchat who are working on communication. So first off, smartphone-based augmented reality is what they're working on right now, since they do have the lenses, but they haven't really caught on yet. And so they said something about Scan and AR Bar and Lens Studio. Now, I'm just recording this video after the earnings call, so I'm assuming these are different just sections or companies that they've invested into or are working with. I'm going to have to look into that a little more, and once I find that out, I'll comment it below in the comment section for you guys or in the description. So then they were talking about how they power billions of augmented reality with 30 times per day on average per user. And I'm guessing what that means right there is basically 30 times per day on average per user. They're using one of the face filters or one of the many different filters you can use on Snapchat, or many of the different things that you can do than just taking a plain photo. So they have over 6,000 lenses, which is massive. They have the wearable augmented reality, as I talked about, and they just released the Spectacles 3 last quarter, which is pretty huge as well. So then let's talk about monetization. How are they going to monetize their app? Because this is what matters. This is how the company makes money and how us investors who are bullish on Snapchat are going to make money as well. So number one, they said they're under-monetized and under-penetrated, meaning not enough people have come to them and they don't have enough advertisers on their platform as they should. Now, this sounded like a really good thing, but to me, I kind of took it as a bad thing. Like, wait a minute, why don't you have all the advertisers you can? Why are you under-monetized? You should be over-monetized. You should be making as much money as you possibly can. Why are you under-monetized? And so that was kind of an issue I had. And they said it as a very good thing, because I'm guessing they were trying to say we're under-monetized, meaning we have lots of room to keep becoming monetized. But you should be over-monetized all the time, no matter how many updates you make or know how many changes you make. So goals. They're focusing on lowering costs, as I said, and they said they have a clear path to profitability, which is a massive statement to make. All right, let me flip to my last page of notes here. And this was during the question and answer segment. And I only wrote down a couple of them because a lot of the questions were kind of plain. But this is a really good question, and I forget who. I think it was a guy named Zach, maybe, who said it. I forget exactly here, but shout out to him. He said, is TikTok, the app TikTok, a friend or a foe? Now, if you don't know what TikTok is, just do a little Google search. You'll figure it out real quickly. You've probably seen plenty of them on Instagram or just YouTube or wherever. They're a little obnoxious sometimes. Anyways, was TikTok a friend or a foe? In the Snapchat, they said it's considered a friend. It's an advertiser on Snapchat, and so this is why they're asking the question, is TikTok a friend or foe? Because the ad is constantly popping up for TikTok on Snapchat. So why are you advertising your users to go to another platform? But I don't think they're actually deleting Snapchat and downloading TikTok, or using using Snapchat less because of TikTok, and this is because what they're providing is completely different, and they talked about this in the earnings call. And I actually thought of a little saying for this. Snap is a messenger app, all right? It's focused on creating a new way to message each other and create a new way of, messaging each other. So TikTok is what I call an IGEA, instant gratification entertainment app. When you go on TikTok, you get instant gratification. The videos are short, they're funny, they're whatever, entertaining, and you get instant gratification. You can just keep scrolling, getting more instant gratification from using that app. Snapchat is not that. If you want gratification, you have to send a Snapchat to someone and they have to respond over time. Or if you're watching some stories, you have to spend the time to watch quite a long stories. There's no likes on Snapchat. There's no followers or account, at least, above your head the whole time. There's not that same gratification that you see with Instagram, with Facebook, and with TikTok as well. So Snapchat is completely different, and I really hate it when analysts, and it's usually old people and older analysts who do this, compare Snapchat to Facebook and Instagram and now TikTok as well, because it's nothing like that. Snapchat has revolutionized how we message each other. Kids my age, no one asks for each other's numbers now. And if you're older, if you're in your, maybe 35 plus, you may not realize this, but no one asks for each other's numbers anymore. It's not a thing. It's, what's your Snapchat? Here's scan my phone real quick. That's how you get in contact with people. That's how people pick up each other when you're trying to ask a girl out and you see her. I don't go up to her and say, hey, what's your number? That's almost considered weird and kind of, cliche. I say, hey, what's your Snapchat? That's how you do it. And so, I have a younger brother and a younger sister. And to be specific, my brother's 16 and my sister is 12. And their whole generation is using Snapchat. Every kid in their school uses it. And that's very young. And it's getting younger and younger for kids to have smartphones. And the first thing they get is Snapchat and Instagram. And probably TikTok now too. So these apps are extremely important, basically, I guess, to these children. And now, as they grow up, Snapchat is going to be the main way we communicate with each other through our phones, rather than texting, rather than DMing, rather than probably tweeting. And so, that's just something that I thought was very interesting and I talk about this in my other video, I'll throw it up. But anyways, I'm rambling on a little too long here. This is kind of a random video to make. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe and comment down below. I really want this to be a discussion about Snapchat. How did you feel about the earnings? Do you have anything to add that I missed? Go ahead and comment that down below or tweet at me at Stalker Finance on Twitter. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.